how are you? Hope you're well. Today I'm going to be judging a book based on its cover, and I wanted to do this video because the only reason I want to read this book is because of how stunning this book is. Like, the first time I saw it on shelves, I was taken with it, and every time since I saw it, I continued to be taken with it. It's truly such a simple but stunning book cover, and I'm so in love with it, and I cannot wait to read it. And this whole video is gonna basically judge how well this beautiful, stunning cover encapsulates the book. I'm sure we're all wondering, what is this book that has you so taken with it? Take a shot every time I say taken with it. That book would be none other than The Only Survivors by Miranda. And just to truly emphasize the cover of this book, I'm going to take the dust jacket off and just show it to you in full. Isn't that stunning? It's this beautiful beach house on the shore, and it has the most stunning orange, pink, purple, blue sunset known to mankind. Like, how is this cover not stunning? How do you not? And it's a murder mystery. This isn't a romance. This is a murder mystery. Like, I want to know. Well, I don't think it's a murder mystery. I think it's a mystery thriller, actually. This is the book that I'm absolutely obsessed with, and I want to know, what is it about? Is this where it takes place? Does this encapsulate the vibe? Is this important, or did they just go with a prissy cover? I don't know. You don't know. We're gonna find out together. Spoiler free, of course, because I won't do that to you. What is this book about? I have no clue. I haven't started it yet. I'm actually gonna start it. I'm starting a new book today because I need to read fantasy. I need it. I yearn for it. So I'm gonna read a fantasy book, and then I'm gonna pick this one up. So I'll probably read it in maybe like a week or two. I don't know what it's about. So let's read it together. This is a long thing. A decade ago, two vans filled with high school seniors on a school service trip crashed into a Tennessee ravine, a tragedy that claimed the lives of multiple classmates and teachers. The 9 students who managed to escape the river that night were irrevocably changed. I'm terrible at reading. Did you know that? A year later, one of the survivors dies by suicide on the anniversary of the crash. The rest of them make a pact to come together each year to commemorate that terrible night, to keep one another safe, to hold one another accountable, or both. Their annual meeting place, a house on the Outer Banks, has long been a refuge. But by the 10th anniversary, Cassidy Bent has worked to distance herself from the tragedy and from the other survivors. She's changed her mobile number, she's blocked the others' email addresses. This year, she is determined to break ties once and for all. But on the day of the reunion, she receives a text with an obituary attached. Another survivor is gone. Now they are 7, and Cassidy finds herself hurtling back toward the group, wild with grief and suspicion. Almost immediately, something feels off this year. Cassidy is the first to notice when Amaya, the annual organizer, slips away overwhelmed. This wouldn't raise alarm except for the impending storm. Suddenly, they're facing the threat of closed roads and surging waters again. Then Amaya stops responding to her phone. After all they've been through, she wouldn't willfully make them worry, would she? And as they promised long ago, each survivor will do what he or she can to save one another. Won't they? Won't they? Not gonna lie, if this weren't for the cover, I don't necessarily think this would be a book that I would as willingly pick up. Or not as willingly, but like, it just doesn't seem like a book that I would be as excited about if it weren't for this stunning cover. I am excited though. So I'm gonna go start this. I'll be back with updates, and I will let you know. I will let you know if this cover is clickbait. Clickbait? Pick up bait, buy bait, whatever. You get what I mean. Yeah. Hi, so I finished The Only Survivors, and was it bad? So I ended up giving this book about 1 star. Didn't think that this video would go this way. I really thought that it would go a lot better. Normally when I judge books by their cover, I'm usually kind of right. But no, I ended up being super duper wrong, and this ended up being just not a great book in my opinion. I really did not enjoy my time with it at all. Honestly, if it wasn't for this video, I think I would have DNF'd it. I do have the physical book, and I was reading it physically up until like the 30% mark, and then I started listening to it exclusively because I simply could not get myself to pick this book up. And usually when that happens, I get the audiobook and I listen to it on a ridiculously quick speed so that I can just get it over and done with and I don't have to worry about it anymore. So that's kind of what happened with this one. I did intend to listen and read to the book at the same time rather than just listening to it, but like I said, at the 30% mark, I just simply couldn't do it, and it put me into like a little bit of a mini reading slump, which was very annoying. The reason I didn't like this book, well, one of the reasons is that it was just incredibly boring. Like genuinely, nothing happens during this book at all. The only interesting thing that happens is I hate those lorries so much. Sorry if you can hear them. The only interesting thing that happens during the entirety of that book up until the 70% mark is the main character keeps going, I don't know who to trust. Like, okay, why? Explain yourself. It's not mysterious and tense and gripping when you just keep saying, ooh, I can't trust anyone, but you're not giving us any of the reasons why you're not trusting them. And then because that was the only interesting thing, it felt very repetitive because every other chapter just ended with her saying, ooh, something's fishy, something's weird, and it's just frustrating and boring and repetitive, and it's like, okay, we guess it. Can you explain why? Please and thank you. And like I said, I really wanted to DNF it. I was ready to DNF it at 15%, but I really just wanted to see it through. I just had so much motivation to see it through, and honestly, I wish I DNF'd it because I wasted so much time. It put me into like a little mini reading slump, and it was awful. I guessed who the bad person was very early on into the book, especially because the main character is very boring and left way too many obvious hints. And yeah, in general, not a great book. I've never read Miranda before, so I wouldn't say don't read her books. I would be willing to give her another shot and see if maybe The Only Survivors is just a little bit of a dud. However, I do have to say that I would not recommend this one. I would recommend maybe going with another book of hers that's a bit more popular. But yeah, it's a bad time. It was a bad time. I'm happy that it's over and kind of ruined my mood a little bit. So, but you know, at least it's over. If you read The Only Survivors, let me know if you thought it was boring as well, because I genuinely don't understand how anyone could have given this 5 stars and thought it was tense and mysterious. It was so boring. So just let me know if you agree with me, or if you did find it interesting, tell me why. Like, what about it was tense to you? I would love to know if I just maybe missed something. I don't know. If you like me or my videos, I would really appreciate a like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like it. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much. Bye.